Welcome to the Digital Intellect, your source for breaking news and trending stories from around the world. The headlines blared. Air India Flight 171 crashes near Ahmedabad, no survivors believed. The Boeing 777X, carrying 289 people, had barely left Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel International Airport before disaster struck. What should have been a routine red-eye to London became a tragedy that scarred hundreds of families. Eyewitnesses described a metallic scream and a jet descending at a terrifying angle, one engine ablaze, trailing black smoke. The aircraft struggled, then plummeted, ending in a blinding flash and a tremor that shook the countryside. Villagers rushed toward the smoke, desperate to help, only to find the fuselage torn apart and fires raging across the field. Debris and personal belongings littered the landscape, a grim testament to lives interrupted in an instant. News helicopters circled, broadcasting the devastation worldwide. The scale was immediately clear. The plane was obliterated, a smoldering crater marking the end of its journey. Hopes for survivors faded quickly. The flight had lasted less than 15 minutes. For families, the airline, and the aviation community, the nightmare was just beginning. The world watched, breath held, as the search for answers began. The long, painful process of recovery and investigation loomed ahead. Amid the ruins, a miracle. One survivor. Rohan Sharma, a 32-year-old software engineer, was found barely conscious and rushed to hospital, a solitary beacon of hope. From his hospital bed, Rohan recounted the flight's final moments, a normal takeoff, city lights below, then a sudden bang and violent jolt. The cabin plunged into darkness, oxygen masks dropped, and confusion turned to terror as the plane tilted and fell. Rohan remembered the screaming, the sensation of weightlessness, and then nothing but silence and the smell of smoke. He survived because his seat in the rear section broke away from the main wreckage, sparing him from the Inferno. "I thought I was dead," he whispered, recalling the moment rescuers pulled him from the debris. Now Rohan is more than a patient. He's the sole witness, his memories crucial for investigators. His account sheds light on the chaos inside the cabin and the crew's desperate efforts. For the world, he's a symbol of hope amid overwhelming tragedy. His improbable survival offers a sliver of light in aviation's darkest day. Rohan's voice speaks for the 288 who were silenced. His story will shape the investigation and the memory of Flight 171. Against all odds, hope endures. Even in tragedy, a single life can change the narrative. Air India Flight 171's journey lasted just 14 minutes. At 5:42 a.m., the Boeing 777X took off smoothly from Ahmedabad, climbing into the dawn. For 8 minutes, all was normal. At 5:50 a.m., disaster struck. A flash from the right engine, fire and smoke trailing behind. Flight data showed wild fluctuations, an uncontained engine failure. The pilots, bombarded by alarms, tried to control the crippled plane. At 5:53 a.m., a mayday call engine fire, unable to maintain altitude, requesting emergency landing. The plane, losing control, began a steep, rapid descent. The final data point just 500 feet above ground. At 5:56 a.m., Flight 171 slammed into a field near Naroda, ending in catastrophe. The desperate battle for survival was over in minutes. The first responders weren't professionals, they were villagers, running toward the flames with nothing but courage. They braved the heat, searching for survivors, and formed human chains to carry water, fighting a losing battle against the fire. Their efforts led to the discovery of Rohan Sharma, the lone survivor. Soon, fire and emergency crews arrived, facing a vast, burning wreckage. Firefighters doused the fuselage with foam, while paramedics set up triage, hoping for more survivors. The grim reality set in, rescue became recovery. Police cordoned off the area, preserving evidence for investigators. Every piece of debris became part of a tragic puzzle. The first responders worked tirelessly, their professionalism and humanity shining through the chaos. Their actions brought dignity to a scene of devastation. In every tragedy, there are stories of those who narrowly escaped. The Patel family missed the flight when their son fell ill. Frustration turned to gratitude as news broke. A businessman postponed his trip at the last minute, his annoyance replaced by shock and relief. These near misses are haunted by guilt and gratitude, their lives forever changed. For the families of victims, the pain is immeasurable. Community centers and airports became gathering places for grieving relatives, sharing memories and clinging to each other. Each passenger had a story, a newlywed couple, elderly parents, students returning home. Now, only memories remain, and the agonizing wait for answers. The tragedy's ripple effect is felt in Ahmedabad and London. uniting communities in grief. Vigils light up public squares as the city mourns together. For families, the journey ahead is filled with legal battles and mourning. The empty chairs at dinner tables are a permanent reminder of life's fragility. The randomness of fate is never more apparent than in the aftermath of disaster. The crash sent shockwaves worldwide, prompting swift responses from leaders. Indian Prime Minister Modi declared a national day of mourning and promised a thorough investigation. UK Prime Minister Starmer pledged support, highlighting the deep ties between the nations. Air India's CEO expressed profound grief, grounded the 777X fleet, and set up emergency centers for families. Boeing, under intense scrutiny, sent a technical team and offered condolences. The crash of a new model raised urgent questions for the manufacturer. International aviation bodies joined the investigation, sharing expertise and resources. The world demanded answers, as the focus shifted from grief to accountability. The collaborative investigation aims to prevent future tragedies. The global aviation community is watching and waiting for change. 3 days after the crash, investigators recovered the black boxes, flight data, and cockpit voice recorders. Analysis confirmed a catastrophic right engine failure. A GE9X engine lost thrust, vibration and temperature spiked, and engine parts likely punctured the wing and fuselage. The cockpit voice recorder revealed the pilot's calm, methodical response, shutting down the engine, activating fire suppression, and battling failing hydraulics. Despite their efforts, control was lost. The aircraft was less than a year old, making such a failure deeply troubling. Investigators now focus on why the engine failed so catastrophically. Was it a manufacturing defect, a maintenance lapse, or something else? Both GE and Boeing face intense scrutiny as the investigation deepens. Every recovered part will be analyzed for clues. The search for answers is just beginning. The crash of Flight 171 is a turning point for Indian and global aviation. Public anxiety has surged, prompting a sweeping review of safety protocols and maintenance for all airlines. The Boeing 777X and GE9X engines are under intense audit. Lawsuits are mounting, with families seeking accountability from Air India, Boeing, and GE. The financial and reputational impact on Air India is severe. Plans for a memorial park in Ahmedabad are underway, offering a place to honor the 289 lives lost. Rohan Sharma's survival has become a symbol of hope and resilience. The tragedy will drive reforms in engine design, certification, and emergency procedures. Lessons from past disasters have always led to safety improvements. This will be no different. The memory of Flight 171's victims will shape a safer future. The sky is unforgiving, but every lesson learned brings us closer to preventing another tragedy. The legacy of Flight 171 is a call to never forget, and to always strive for safer skies.